Washington and Beijing are locked in a battle that has escalated beyond mere trade disputes. It is an all-out economic war, and American farmers are the first casualties. The latest blow comes from China's ruthless cancellation of a massive $29.25 billion agricultural deal, a move that will send shockwaves through the heartland of the U.S. economy. Beijing isn't just playing hardball, it's deliberately crushing an industry that has fed Chinese markets for decades, a clear act of retaliation that will leave American farms in ruins. Meanwhile, the U.S. administration, drunk on political bravado, has chosen to provoke a giant, throwing tariffs like grenades without considering the long-term devastation they will cause at home. Neither side is backing down, and American workers will pay the price. The hypocrisy is stunning. For all its posturing, Washington has done little to protect its own farmers, sacrificing them on the altar of trade war theatrics while pretending that subsidies and political slogans will replace billions of dollars in lost revenue. Farmers who stood by Trump's America First policies are now watching their livelihoods slip away, betrayed by an administration that talks tough but plans poorly. Meanwhile, China, the world's most notorious manipulator of global trade, is using food as a weapon, treating American agricultural exports as mere pawns in a geopolitical chess game. It's a cold, calculated move, one that proves Beijing is willing to starve its own people of quality imports just to make a point. If this sounds familiar, it's because it has happened before. And American leaders have learned nothing. The first U.S.-China trade war under Trump's presidency already crippled farm exports, yet Washington continues to repeat the same brainless mistakes, believing that a country like China with its deep pockets and alternative suppliers can be bullied into submission. The result? China will simply pivot to Brazil, Argentina, and Russia, strengthening its alliances while the U.S. agricultural sector collapses under the weight of its own government's incompetence. This isn't just an economic dispute, it's a war of pride, arrogance, and political stupidity, with everyday American farmers caught in the crossfire. This is the cost of blind nationalism and unchecked authoritarianism. Two superpowers both addicted to drama, now spiraling into economic madness with no regard for the real victims, workers, businesses, and entire industries that will never recover. This is not just another headline, it's a turning point in global power dynamics, and the stakes are too high to ignore. What happens next could determine the fate of the U.S. economy, the global food supply, and the very nature of trade in the 21st century. Stay with us till the end, because this is only the beginning. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. China is no longer pulling its punches. The latest move from Beijing is nothing short of economic warfare, a direct blow aimed at U.S. agriculture at a time when American farmers can least afford it. In a decision that sent shockwaves across global markets, China has abruptly canceled $29.25 billion worth of agricultural product deliveries from the U.S., slashing its reliance on American exports as tensions reach an all-time high. The move comes as a retaliatory response to the latest round of tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, signaling a new chapter in an already volatile trade war. For years, U.S. farmers have relied on China as one of their largest buyers, particularly for key exports such as soybeans, corn, and wheat. But the latest escalation threatens to dismantle that economic relationship overnight. American agricultural producers, already grappling with rising input costs, unpredictable weather conditions, and an increasingly hostile global market, now face a devastating financial crisis that could reshape the industry for years to come. At the heart of the matter is Beijing's growing frustration with Washington's economic policies. The Chinese government has accused the U.S. of engaging in economic coercion, using tariffs as a political weapon rather than a legitimate trade measure. Officials in Beijing have labeled the latest round of tariffs as an act of economic sabotage, arguing that the Trump administration is deliberately attempting to cripple China's manufacturing sector while unfairly targeting its exports. In response, China's Ministry of Commerce issued an immediate directive halting all large-scale agricultural purchases from the U.S., a move described by state-controlled media as a necessary countermeasure against American aggression. The impact was felt almost instantly. Within hours of the announcement, U.S. grain markets plummeted, with soybean futures taking the hardest hit. Major agricultural exporters, including Cargill, Archer Daniels Midland, and Bunge, saw their stock prices nosedive as investors scrambled to assess the damage. Across the Midwest, farmers woke up to the grim reality that one of their largest and most reliable customers had effectively turned off the tap, leaving them with massive surpluses and nowhere to send them. "This is a catastrophe," said Michael Hansen, a soybean farmer from Iowa, whose business depends on Chinese demand. "We've spent decades building this market, and now it's just gone. No warning, no negotiation, just gone." Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. The timing of China's move is particularly significant. The announcement came just days before Beijing's annual parliamentary session, a high-profile event where the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, outlines its economic strategy for the year ahead. Many analysts believe that this was no coincidence. By making the announcement at such a crucial moment, Beijing is sending a clear message. It will not bow to American pressure, and it is willing to take drastic economic action to protect its interests. At the White House, the response was swift. President Trump, who has long positioned himself as a defender of American farmers, lashed out at Beijing, calling the decision a direct attack on the U.S. economy. In a fiery statement, he vowed to retaliate with even tougher trade restrictions, threatening to escalate the conflict even further. "If China thinks they can bully us into submission, they are wrong." Trump declared, "We will fight back, and we will win." But for farmers on the ground, political rhetoric offers little comfort. The harsh reality is that without Chinese demand, billions of dollars in agricultural goods will sit idle, rotting in storage facilities or flooding domestic markets, driving prices even lower. For many, the economic consequences could be catastrophic, leading to widespread bankruptcies and farm closures across rural America. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack sought to reassure American farmers, announcing that the administration is working on a comprehensive aid package to offset the damage. However, many in the industry remain skeptical, pointing to previous government relief programs that failed to adequately compensate for lost export revenue. "Government subsidies can only do so much," said John Peterson, an agricultural economist at Texas A&M University. "What farmers need is a stable, predictable market, and right now, that market is disappearing before their eyes." If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. Meanwhile, Beijing is already shifting its agricultural purchases elsewhere, further solidifying relationships with alternative suppliers. In recent months, China has aggressively ramped up soybean imports from Brazil while increasing its purchases of corn and wheat from Argentina and Ukraine. The move underscores a broader strategy by the Chinese government to diversify its food supply chains, reducing its dependence on any single country while strengthening economic ties with other key players in the global agricultural market. For the U.S., the long-term implications could be devastating. If China fully pivots away from American agricultural products, it may never return as a major buyer, permanently reshaping the landscape of global trade. "This isn't just a temporary disruption," warned Robert Lighthizer, former U.S. trade representative under Trump's administration. "This is a seismic shift. If we lose China as a customer, it may be impossible to win them back." The situation also highlights the broader geopolitical tensions between Washington and Beijing, which have been steadily deteriorating in recent years. From technology disputes involving TSMC and ASML to military confrontations in the South China Sea, the two nations are engaged in an increasingly complex power struggle that extends far beyond trade policy. With both sides digging in, experts warn that the risk of a full-blown economic decoupling is growing by the day. As the crisis unfolds, the fate of millions of American farmers hangs in the balance. In the coming weeks, the U.S. government will face intense pressure to find a solution, whether through diplomatic negotiations or further economic retaliation. But with neither side willing to back down, the prospect of a quick resolution seems increasingly unlikely. For now, American farmers are left grappling with uncertainty, watching helplessly as their livelihoods become collateral damage in a conflict far beyond their control. "We're just pawns in this game," said Lisa Morgan, a wheat farmer in Kansas. "And right now, it feels like we're being sacrificed." Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.